Get your motor running and head on down the roadway. We are drag racing at Port Alberni for the 2017 Thunder in the Valley. Thunder in the Valley, in Alberni Valley, year number 17. We're calling it Street Legal Edition number 2, the second year down on Stamp Avenue here in downtown Port Alberni. And again, this event presented by the Alberni Valley Drag Racing Association. Great 8th mile race going down here, and I'm here with Bursar, who's president of the Drag Racing Association here in the Alberni Valley. And Bill, great to see you, and thanks and kudos to you for your crew for getting this great event going again this year.
Well, thank you, and I got to really give a lot of the credit to my crew, because yeah, we do a lot of the paperwork and a lot of the running in the beginning, but when it comes right down to it, the crew gets it all together and you know, makes it perfect. So you know, we try to get it where everybody is going to enjoy it. We got a new spectator area this year, and we feel that that will keep everybody happy, and so you know, I really got to put it to my crew. Thank you. You know.
All right, so for anyone watching right now, you may not be familiar with Thunder in the Valley. Just tell us what the whole weekend is about.
Well, it's drag racing, bracket racing actually. So they do time trials until they figure out a time that they're going to put on their window, and then now they're doing eliminations. So if you've got a 10-second car and I've got an 8-second car, you get a 2-second advantage. And then I have to run you down. So that's what they call bracket racing. You know, so you can run whatever you want. We have little cars and big cars, and we're going to find out just how good they really are.
All right, we look forward to meeting those racers as well as a number of other folks. So in 17 years so far for this event, my second year, we're about to meet a racer right now, their first time racing this event with Rae-Anne LaPlante.
This is my first Thunder in the Valley, and I get a chance to see a wicked truck in the pro class from Chad Hops. Now, tell me a little bit about your truck.
It's a 1997 Chev 1500 half-ton. It's got a 427 big block in it, bored out to, it's about 433 cubic inches. It runs anywhere between 7 seconds and 7.1 seconds in the or 8th mile rather, which makes it around a 10-second vehicle in the quarter mile. I would like to get up to, you know, up to about 8 seconds, you know, low 9s in the quarter mile. To get there, basically you have to lighten the vehicle up quite a bit and, you know, make the engine have quite a bit more horsepower. So.
And this truck isn't just a badass truck, but it also has a lot of sentimental value. Your dad, who's been racing since the 50s, this is his truck, right?
That's right. My dad built this truck with my cousin 3 years ago, and I just came into it this year. He wants to hand it down to me, and you know, I plan on doing you know, a bunch of different stuff with it, you know, over the next year or two, and you know, getting it to where I would like it to be. And yeah, it's got sentimental value, right? It's my dad's truck, and I've been with him, you know, my whole life into cars and racing, and you know, going from watching it on TV to traveling down to the States and watching, you know, big NHRA races and whatnot, yeah, so.
And everyone that knows cars, and especially drag racing, that it's expensive, it's dangerous. So what's the draw for you to keep coming back?
The rush, yeah, it's an adrenaline rush, right? Like, there's no better feeling. Like I've pitted for a top fuel team for a while, and there's no better feeling than getting in and actually driving down the track. There's a lot to do. Like, you know, a lot of people are into F1 racing and whatnot, and a lot of guys say, you know, racing's only when you go left and right. But you know, take for instance my first pass this morning. The truck was all over the road, right, and trying to hold it. You know, going that speed in an 8th mile, it's a short amount of time, and you're going quite fast in that short amount of time and short amount of distance, right? So, you know, you basically gotta, you know, be able to know what you're doing, and you know, in case of a, you know, a bad event or whatever, right? So.
What do you think the track's gonna be like this year?
So far, it's pretty greasy actually. It's But you know, once we get a few more passes on it and the cars lay a lot more rubber down, it should be pretty slick.
Now that you are driving your dad's truck this year, is there any like bragging rights that you want to beat his time, or?
Not at all. My dad actually, he gets a bigger kick out of watching me drive and wrench and do whatever I can on the truck. He just basically stands back and holds his hands and just lets me do whatever I want. And every time I roll into the pits and he's got that ticket in his hand, he's proud as heck. So yeah, it's a really cool feeling, right? So
awesome. Well, we'll be rooting for you on the track.
right on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rae-Anne. Obviously, any truck with the name of Homebrew has got to be a pretty good story behind it. I expect it'll probably be parked out of Twin City Brewing. Speaking of brewing for much too long. However, from beer, we're going to go to some more, talk about some safety and look at some of the technical side of some of our vehicles. Obviously, craftsmanship in beer is also craftsmanship in the cars, how they're put together, and of course, how they're kept safe and legit for the racing. So, very happy to be here with Darren Bondu, who's the head technical inspector. Very happy to have you here. And again, you're the guy that's in charge of looking at the cars. So, tell us a little bit about you, your team, and your role here in Thunder in the Valley.
Yes, absolutely, Matt. Yeah, I have a crew of 8 to 10 guys every year that goes through all the cars before they go down the track. If they don't pass tech, they don't go down the track. So it's all about safety here with us at Thunder in the Valley. It's just part of being a volunteer. I really enjoy it. Been doing it for 15 years, and it's a lot of fun.
So say you just mentioned you're a volunteer. So yeah, what is it you do get out of spending your time to be down here and being a part of the event?
Oh, I get out of work, Matt. This is way better than working. This is a lot of fun. You know, you get a lot of visits. Everybody here is in a great mood. They're all happy to be here. You know, it's awesome. It's an awesome time.
So it's a lot of fun, but there is obviously, as you mentioned, the serious aspect to it. We need all the vehicles to be in good shape. Now I know there's different classes of racers, so just tell us about some of the differences between the cars and how they have to be set up for their different classes.
Absolutely, yeah. Everything here runs under NHRA rules. We run by the NHRA rule book. So any car that comes down the track, depending on its speed, needs certain safety aspects, and that's all part of inspecting the cars. So when they come in, if they run in certain classes, they need certain safety equipment from that class. So we make sure that they have all that. Once the cars are teched in the door, we watch them come down the track. We have people in the staging lanes to watch to make sure that they have their jackets on. They make sure they have their helmets on. Their seat belts are done up. All the seat belts are dated, right? 2 years. Everything has an expiry date. So it's very, very serious at that part because we want everybody to be safe.
All right. I would say just a quick thing about drag racing. As another way of no racers flying back there. What would you say to any folks that are interested in getting in drag racing here in the Alberni Valley?
Oh, you know what? It's super easy. If you have a street car, as long as it doesn't have antifreeze in it and your seatbelt's good and you have a new helmet, 2010 or newer, you can come down the track. So it's easy, super easy.
Awesome. Darren, thank you so much for your time, and a big thank you to you and your crew for keeping the racers on the straight and narrow, and while they're racing down the straight and narrow path.
Awesome, thanks, Matt. Yeah, I couldn't do it without the crew and all the volunteers that work tirelessly throughout the year. I couldn't do it without them, and I'm just happy to be here.
Well, thanks so much. Very glad to meet again one of our important members of the crew. And now we're going to throw things over to Nancy, and she's going to meet a new mom who's racing here in a Chevy Sprint. Nancy, over to you.
Now, unless you think that this is a man's sport, this is not a man's sport. There are ladies here driving. In fact, I met one of the loveliest, Melissa Allison. Melissa, what are you driving?
I'm driving a 91 Chevy Sprint Turbo that's been modified.
Okay, so how many years have you been driving? Is this your first? You've always driven?
No, this is my second year here at Thunder, but I've been autocrossing and racing cars for about 5 years now.
5 years? Holy crow. And just before the cameras went on, you told me something. You've got babies sleeping over there.
I sure do. 11-week-old twin babies, one boy, one girl, Hunter and Lila.
Oh my gosh. So how do you find time to get prepared for a race like this when you're taking care of twins? Not just one, two.
You just don't sleep, right? In my thoughts, you sleep when you're dead, right? So.
And you know what? They're going to totally know racetracks because they're sleeping through this. It's noisy here. How has she been running?
She's been running fantastic this time around. Running great, just a matter of trying to get traction out there and heat and kind of rain on our side, not on our side, but Oh well, what do? You make the best of it, right?
What do you do, and what have you been doing to the car to get it ready?
We've been working on it. This thing's been a project for about 2.5 years now, so it's always constant upkeep, maintenance, just finished fixing a turbo leak and keeping her running. Good old maintenance.
Okay, you say we. Somebody's been helping you working on the
Yes,
car?
actually, my mechanic, Jeremy Young.
Jeremy Young. He's over there. There's like a paparazzi over there taking shots of this mother of twins who's running this weekend. So you've had one time trial?
Two.
Two. How have you done?
So far, so good. First run was better than the second due to traction, but I'm just going to go in tenfold this time.
Excellent. Do you have any times?
Yes, I ran a 10.8 first time and an 11.1 the second.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to let you go because I know you've got twin babies to take care of, and you've got another
Sleeping
time
right now.
sleeping right now, and another time trial to get ready for. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And good luck.
Thanks.
I'm not sure how those twins are sleeping through all the incredible noise here from the cars, but brilliant. We got Twin City Brewing, talked about earlier, twins here. Maybe the Minnesota Twins are going to show up, but again, great excitement, and we do hope both of them grow up and become racers just like their mom. All right, I'm here right now with one of our racers, actually, Roger Haggerty, right here in the pits. And Roger, so first off, great to meet you, and how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. I had a tough run this morning, but the car's back running the way it always does. Nice clean run. First round win, so it's good.
So tell us just a bit about your vehicle.
As a 65 Comet, I bought a fellow racer, Norm Pori, like many years ago, 20 plus years ago. And I built it up like a overhaul and ground up. It was an empty shell when I started.
So we were speaking before on here, you've competed in Thunder in the Valley every single year since it started. So what is it that keeps bringing you back to this event?
I like drag racing, always have. I've been a car guy forever, and when you get out there and race, the adrenaline and the butterflies all come together. Like when you're sitting in the lanes waiting for your turn to go, it's amazing how many small things you have to do, and it's kind of a challenge. It's just because bracket racing, you're racing yourself. You're trying to do the same thing over and over again to get the same number. So it's a challenge. It's fun.
And how are things been going this year for you in the races?
We raced at Port McNeil also. My cars have been a little off this year. Seems to be coming around. This weekend we finally got some things figured out, and we ran our fastest time ever in the 8th mile, which is 7:99, which I've been trying to do all year. That's pretty happy.
Oh, nice, congratulations. What does it mean to you then to have this event, this amazing weekend happen in your hometown?
I've been a volunteer for years and years for different things, like even minor hockey as such, and events like this for our community are huge. The volunteers, the money we bring to our community it's great. I mean, hopefully all our local businesses are full and making money this weekend. You hundreds of people here, thousands of people spending money and having a good time. I think it's very worthwhile for our community.
Awesome, very well stated. Thank you again for speaking with us, and absolutely good luck not only the rest of this year, but moving forward with the cars. So.
Great, thanks.
All right, obviously a great community spirit, a great family spirit. So we're going to throw things over to Rae-Anne with a very, very powerful story about one of the many families involved in this year's race.
Thanks, Matt. I'm here with Dwight Backen, and you've been strapped in your car all day. Can you kind of explain your situation for those that don't know you as a drag racer?
For me as a drag racer, I am usually in a wheelchair. I was in a dirt bike accident 23 years ago where I broke my neck, C5-6, quadriplegic. Wasn't supposed to get the use of my arms back. It's just supposed to be able to move my shoulders. Managed to get most of my upper body strength, my hands move about like that. So for me to get in and out of the car is a bit of a hassle, so I usually stay strapped in. And heat's always an issue too, so I've got a cool suit, which we run ice water in the cooler, and it's got a pump in there that pumps ice cold water through underneath my race suit, which regulates my temperature, so I don't mind, the heat doesn't bother me, and it just, convenience is the biggest thing. I'm ready to go, and I'm comfortable in here. I love being in here, so yeah.
So when you're out on the racetrack, how do you go?
How do I go?
Yeah.
First off, I always make sure it's in neutral. Ignition, start button, flick the ignition switch on, and I have to put my fuel pump on first. After it starts, water on, fan on, and then I'm back into gear. I put it back, shift it back into first gear. I've got this tripod for the steering because limited use of my hands. So that locks my hand in there for steering. It's really good that way. And then I've got hand controls right here. And basically this lever is hooked up to the pedals. Forwards brake and gas is down. So when I want to go, gas is down all the way. and at the end of the track, I hit the brakes and slow down. This button right here is for my tranny brake, and that's what we use to launch. You get a good launch that way. 5,000 is a hard launch, but yeah, that's.
You used to drag race when you were like 16, just a crazy kid, and now a few years ago you started again?
Yeah, about 3 years ago I started with circle track racing. Trevor Vogel's a really good friend of mine, and we used to race together, and he decided that we should go circle track racing again. So he rigged up my car for me, we did that, and then we heard about Thunder in the Valley being on the streets last year, and it was January before that we decided we were going to go drag racing. So he quickly put together a car, and I turned my little rat rod to have a 32 Chev and changed the gears in it and brought it out here to Stamp Avenue and had a blast last year, made it to the semifinals, got rained out on the Sunday, and since then we've been hooked. So this time we've got our cars running good. I'm in the 66 Corvette today, and we're having a blast. And I think one of the biggest things is my youngest son, Axel, 9 years old. He's got junior dragster, and it's something that we can do together. The whole family, everybody comes out, and we just have a blast. It's just so much fun.
Some parents get their kids quads, a dirt bike. Your dad got you a dragster race car. So do you want to describe the vehicle you'll be driving this weekend at Thunder in the Valley?
It's a junior dragster. I'm doing about 9 seconds, no, not 9, 11 seconds on the 8th mile.
And what's gotten you into racing?
Well, we started circle track racing, and then we thought last year we should come drag racing, so we came here, and then I started to like the junior dragsters, so around Christmas time last year I got one.
And how old are you? Like, you're not old enough to actually drive a car. So
9.
You're 9 and you're driving this. How is it to drive?
It's fun.
What's a thrill when you're out on the track? Like, how does it feel when you're behind the wheel going at it?
Fun. What I do is at the starting line I watch the lights, and then there's 2 lights at the top that say I'm staged, and then there's 3 orange lights that count down, and then the green, then I go on the green.
Awesome. Do you have any like secret strategies to let other racers know of like how to get their best time?
I usually take my foot off the brake on the 3rd yellow, and then push my foot down on the gas on the green.
Awesome. So there you have it, the secret to drag racing.
Thank you very much, Rae-Anne. Extremely powerful stuff there from Dwight and Alex, and we should really all live our lives with that kind of dedication to life and our passions. Yep, as soon as you see the green light, hit the gas, move on forward. All right, so now speaking of dedication, we're with one of the folks most dedicated to this event, Thunder in the Valley, Ralph Bernstein, a member of the staging crew here at the event. And Ralph, how are things going so far this weekend?
Excellent. We've had cooperation with the weather, no breakdowns, no oil downs. Everything is going smooth.
Awesome, absolutely great to hear. And for anyone who may not be, such as myself, familiar what the staging crew does, what are some of the activities you have to do on the event day?
Well, what we do is we keep the cars coming from the pits to the starting line, and we try to keep this area here that's behind me full of cars so that there's no hold up at the tower. And we've been successful so far. Yeah, we've got most of the volunteers that I've got working for me, been with me for 16 years. So they're a very dedicated crew. A lot of it is my family.
I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah, exactly. About being dedication. 16 to 17 years you've been involved. What is it that brings you and your family back year after year to take part in this event?
Well, I raced at Mission back in the 70s, and I've got a 63 Acadian, and my kids are trying to get me to bring it out here, and they haven't been successful yet. But I think it's just a love of the sport. The noise is nice, you know, and it's appreciation of what goes into it. There's a lot of money and dedication that goes into building these cars, and hopefully that the spectators appreciate that.
So yeah, because the spectators come here, they see the race on the race day, but really it's sort of a year-round pursuit and passion to get these cars running and up to snuff.
And a lot of these cars don't only race here; they race at Mission and Port McNeil. So yeah, there's a lot of dedication, and it takes dedication, and that's why my car isn't here. It takes money too.
I've seen a lot of smiles, a lot of really happy people out here checking this out. As you mentioned, the conditions are great, and we got to let you get back and work on the staging crew. We have more cars than behind us to get into, so enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much, Ralph. All right, so speaking of some of the racers we're seeing moving in here behind us, we're going to sit down to Nancy, who's speaking to some of them here in the staging area and the pits.
Well, the weekend is all about racing, but a lot of the time is spent in line, and I've just met this lovely gentleman who's been in line for a while. Hi there, what are you driving today?
A 92 S10 350 Chevy with a turbo 350 automatic in sportsman class.
Time to get this car ready.
A lot of work from a lot of friends, more help than money involved in this truck.
Is that kind of how it goes? You need a lot of help or a lot of money?
Either a lot of money or a lot of help, and I ain't got no money, so help it was.
So is this your second run you're waiting for?
Third run today. This is my second year of racing. I started racing last year, wanted to do it for 45 years, and I finally started last year.
Wow. How'd you do last year?
I don't care, I had more fun than anyone.
What are you driving today?
I'm driving an 81 four-eyed Mustang.
Have you driven in Thunder before?
Yes, for a few years now.
Always in this vehicle?
Yes. Well, no, originally I was driving my brother's white truck, but I moved up to my own, kind of.
And what have you done to get it ready for this year?
I made it as light as I can. I've taken all the upholstery out, any extra metal, and tried to just keep it bone stock, though. So it's very reliable, and an old man like me can just sit and watch the other guys race and know that the car will go.
What are you driving today?
Nissan 240SX.
So, and you're in the sportsman class?
Yep.
What have you done to this car to get it ready?
Oh, it's pretty stock for the most part. A couple things, fuel filter, fuel pump, cold air intake, nothing too special.
And it's your third run, I take it?
Yes.
How'd you do in the first two?
11.18 in the 8th mile, so not bad for my first time.
What are you driving this year?
This is my 1984 Mustang GT. This is my 6th year race in Thunder in the Valley.
Holy crow, all 6 years in this machine?
Yes.
What have you done to get it ready for this year?
A lot of stuff. Actually, I had a little accident. A deer ran in front of the car. Had to change out the front end. Had some flooding issues. The clutch broke coming up. It broke down in Coombs on the way up. So we're here.
Holy crow. How have your times been so far?
Pretty slow, but we're getting up there. We're changing time, so yeah.
Billy Joe, thank you.
Thank you.
Brody Vermillion, what are you driving this year?
I'm driving an 85 Mustang.
Have you driven it before in Thunder?
No. Yeah, no, I haven't driven it prior to Saturday, no.
Saturday was the first time, a week ago?
No, yesterday.
Okay, that's crazy. Yeah. What are you doing here? Why did you decide to drive?
Oh, me and Bill, we come up here every year, for many years now and run many different vehicles, but I wasn't going to run this year, and then he was like, oh, you can run this other car I picked up, so I was like, yeah, why not, man?
Okay, so Brody, normally I'd ask what you did to get it ready, but I can't really ask that.
Yeah, not much, just brought it up here.
Okay, so is it a decent car?
Oh, yeah, it's all right.
How have your times been so far?
Not the greatest. It's just a Ford, though,
So you're having fun, though? You're having a great time?
Yeah, it's a blast,
All right, we're getting close to the end of the day here on a Sunday. The rain has held off. The weather has been beautiful. So, Bill, what's your take here on how the weekend has gone?
The weekend's been absolutely great. The weather's great. Rain through the night, that's perfect. We dried out the track starting 4 a.m. this morning and dried out the track and got it all ready to go. And the participants got 9 runs in time trials, which is unprecedented. It's unheard of. And everybody's happy, so we did a memorial for our fallen members. We lost 4 members through this last winter, and some pretty important people, so we did a memorial celebration for them. And everybody, we stopped everything at noon, and after they finished their time trials and got that in, and then went right into it.
Absolutely, it was a very, very powerful moment this afternoon indeed. And sort of the thread through our show, our broadcast here, has been about the different families that are involved in racing, involved in the organization here, the Drag Racing Association. And really, the association and all the racers, it is one big family, as cliche as it sounds, isn't it?
It's very much one big family, and a very close family. We are very, very close-knit.
And then the legacy, again, of these folks who contributed so much to the association and the event is very much evident this weekend with the way the races have gone. It's really a beautiful tribute, and really, I think, bodes really well for the event going forward, doesn't it?
That's right. I came out of my house Saturday morning, and it was dry at my house, but just a few blocks away it was raining and wet. And I opened up my truck window and I looked up and I said, Rodney, we want to run all weekend. And by the time I got down here, it was dry. I still believe that all them people are up there down looking over us. So, you know, that's what we want. And, you know, everybody's having a good time. So, you know.
Very, very well spoken again to all the folks here working on the ground, to all the folks up there helping out with the event. It's been an absolutely wonderful, wonderful weekend for Port Alberni, as it had been now for 17 years. So Bill, thank you so much again for you and the association's great work again this year.
Okay, thank you very much, and our whole association, and everybody here wants to thank the city of Port Alberni. It came forward when we were in tough go, where we had nowhere to go, and we certainly didn't want to shut the event down. So the city, the mayor, and all the council people came on board, and we have to thank them, and as well as the city works yard and everybody there. Thank you very much.
Very well spoken, Bill. Again, putting our stamp on Stamp Avenue here in Port Alberni. Again, a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Let's throw it back just to another shot of the track here and come right back to close up the program. Quite an amazing weekend of drag racing here in Port Alberni, Thunder in the Valley. But Nancy, I got to say, even with all the noise and the excitement of the races, getting to meet a lot of the racers, their families, and hear their stories, has made this a really special weekend.
Oh, you know what? For me, that's what it's always all about. The cars are amazing, but the stories behind the drivers, the men and some women who are driving this weekend, who spend so much time and energy getting their cars ready for 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely. But again, the conditions, we were worried about rain at the start of the weekend. It's been beautiful. Tons of time trials have got in. And in terms of that, actually, where can folks go to find the results of the races?
The Alberni Valley Drag Racing Association will have it updated on their website. Make sure you check it out because you want to see how all these drivers did, what their times were.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you so much, Thunder and Vibe, for having us here at Shaw TV, taking the weekend, really one of the best weekends in the Port Alberni Valley. And so it's just absolutely awesome to talk to all the folks. Again, on behalf of Shaw TV, my name is Matt Carter with Nancy Wilmot and Rae-Anne LaPlante. Thanks so much for watching and for your support of Thunder in the Valley 2017.